Open your phone. Point the camera at your face. Wait 3 seconds. Now look at the number it just gave you. 6.2 out of 10. A full breakdown of exactly why. Your jaw isn't sharp enough. Your eyes sit a little too close together. A stranger's app, doing this without you even asking. That's not some weird corner of the internet anymore. That's Tuesday. Somewhere in the last couple of years, an entire generation started doing this. Not just to their faces. To their sleep, their diet, their personality, their mornings. There's a word for it now. Maxing. You don't improve your sleep anymore. You sleep max it. You don't eat more fiber. You fibermax. Add maxing to literally anything, and suddenly it's not a habit. It's an optimization project. And this isn't some fringe thing happening to a handful of people online. This one suffix jumped 96% in mentions in under 5 months. Not because a company marketed it, because millions of ordinary people started using it to describe their own lives. So today, let's actually take this seriously, not to mock it. Let's understand what it's actually doing to us, where it came from, whether any of it is real, and who, quietly, might be winning while the rest of us are busy optimizing. Let's start with what maxing actually is, once you strip away the slang. At its simplest, it's the belief that almost anything about you, your face, your focus, your sleep, your gut, can and should be treated as a number. A stat with a ceiling you're supposed to push toward. People who study this online split it into 2 categories. Softmaxxing, the harmless sounding stuff. Better skincare, structured workouts, a consistent bedtime. Then there's hardmaxxing, surgery, hormone injections, chasing a number so hard you're willing to go under a knife for it. And here's the part that should catch your attention. From the outside, both categories run on the exact same logic. The only difference is how far someone was willing to take it. So the real question isn't whether maxing is good or bad. It's, why did an entire generation start treating themselves like a device that needs a firmware update? To answer that, we actually need a concept from economics that has nothing to do with skincare, but explains this almost perfectly. It's called Goodhart's law, and in one sentence, it says this: when a measure becomes a target, it stops being a good measure. Here's what that means in practice. Sleep used to just be a thing that happened to you. You got tired, you slept, you woke up, you moved on. Nobody scored it. Then wearables arrived. Suddenly sleep has a number, a percentage, a grade you wake up to. And something strange happened. People stopped sleeping to rest. They started sleeping to get a good score. And chasing that score made their actual sleep worse. They'd lie awake, anxious about the number they were about to get, which is, of course, the exact thing that ruins sleep. There's even a clinical name for this now: orthosomnia, an anxiety disorder about your own sleep tracking data. The moment rest became a metric, rest stopped being the point. The metric became the point. That's the whole engine of maxing culture, quietly running under everything. Your face wasn't a number until an app gave it one. Your gut health wasn't a stat until a company needed something to sell against. The second something becomes measurable, it stops being simply lived, and starts being optimized. And those two things are not the same at all. So who actually benefits when your entire existence turns into a dashboard? Look at where this sits economically. The wellness industry chasing all of this is projected to be worth almost $10 trillion by the end of the decade. 10 trillion. That number needs you to feel, on some level, permanently unfinished. A person who feels complete doesn't buy the next supplement, the next tracker, the next optimization plan. So maxing culture isn't some accident that just happened to a generation. It's exactly what you'd expect to see if an entire economy quietly needed people to never quite feel like enough. But here's where it gets more personal, because this isn't only about companies selling you things. It's also about something happening inside your own head. Researchers have been measuring perfectionism in young people for almost 30 years now, the same test, on tens of thousands of college students, across 3 countries. And the trend line isn't flat. It isn't noisy. It's a straight, steady climb, upward, generation after generation. Not just the pressure they feel other people put on them, the pressure they put on themselves. The researchers behind that data point to something specific, a culture that, since the 1980s, has increasingly treated a person's worth as something to be earned through constant competition, constant proof. Maxxing didn't invent that pressure, it just gave it an app, a hashtag, and a leaderboard. And once your self-worth becomes something you have to keep re-earning, a strange thing starts happening to the line between improving yourself and watching yourself. Ask someone deep into a maxxing routine what happens when they miss a day. Skip the workout, forget the supplement stack, sleep badly one night. For a lot of people, that's not a shrug. That's guilt, sometimes real distress, as if failing the metric means failing as a person. That's the tell, honestly. Real self-care doesn't panic when it gets interrupted. Surveillance does. So here's the uncomfortable question sitting underneath all of this. When you're maxxing your sleep, your face, your focus, are you actually taking care of yourself? Or are you supervising yourself, the way a manager supervises an employee who can never quite hit quota? Because from the inside, those two things feel identical, and they are not the same thing at all. And this is where the hardmaxxing edge of the culture gets genuinely dangerous. When a soft habit like better skincare doesn't move the number enough, some people escalate. Surgery to reshape a jaw, hormones to change a body's baseline, extreme, sometimes irreversible steps, chasing a number that an app invented a few years ago and might not even exist in 5 more. Mental health researchers are already flagging this pattern specifically in teenagers. Because if you convince a 15-year-old that his face is a stat with a ceiling, you shouldn't be surprised when he starts making adult-sized decisions to try and move that number. Now, none of this means every version of self-improvement is fake or empty. Sleeping better actually, physically helps you. Eating well helps you. Structure helps you. That part is real, and it always was, long before the word maxxing ever existed. The lie isn't trying to be better. The lie is the promise sitting quietly underneath the whole culture. That if you optimize enough variables, you will finally arrive at a version of yourself that is simply, permanently, enough. You won't, because the system was never built to let you land there. A finished, satisfied person doesn't need the next percentage point. And an economy worth $10 trillion needs you a little bit unfinished. Forever. Think about how that actually plays out day to day. Solve one problem, and the exact same feed that sold you the solution is already showing you tomorrow's new problem to fix. It's not a cage, exactly. It's something more elegant than that. A wheel that looks like progress. So go back to the phone, the camera, the face, the number. Somewhere in that 6.2 out of 10 is a question nobody's actually asking out loud. If you hit a perfect 10, if the app genuinely ran out of flaws to find, would you actually feel finished? Or would you just start looking for a new number to chase? Maybe the real move here isn't optimizing harder. Maybe it's noticing, for the first time, that the game was never designed to end. Because somewhere underneath all the scores and the percentages and the leaderboards, there's a version of you that was never measured at all. The parts nobody scored, the parts no app has a category for. Not your jawline, not your sleep percentage, just you, before anyone attached a number to any of it. And here's the strange, quiet twist. That version of you was never behind. It was never 6.2 out of 10. It just never entered a competition it didn't know it was in. So maybe the healthiest thing you can do this week isn't one more tracker, one more supplement, one more routine. Maybe it's putting the phone down before it scans anything at all. Not because self-improvement is bad. It isn't, but because some things were never meant to be a leaderboard. Your rest, your face, your worth, they were never supposed to be metrics in the first place. So here's the actual question worth sitting with. What would you be, the parts of you nobody's ever scored, if there were no number attached to any of it at all? Would you even recognize yourself without the leaderboard? Or is that, quietly, the most honest version of you there is? If this got under your skin, good. That's the whole point of this channel. One uncomfortable idea, every week. Tell me in the comments, are you maxing something right now? Be honest, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.